All right, good journey, everyone. I am the Crucial Crew member Jay, and this is episode 19 of Space Oats. Welcome to this live stream tonight. Hope everyone is doing quite well. Just trying to get some background stuff on. So I'm trying something new here. Just kind of like have an extra added camera, so I hope everybody can hear me okay. Basically, I have two cameras set up because I have two separate computers working because I want to see if eventually if I start having like some guests and so forth, I want to make sure that I can invite people to this live stream and yeah, see if that'll work. So I got a couple different cameras up and different views and so forth. And yeah, we're gonna see how this works. So I might turn off cameras, switch cameras a little bit, especially when I get to the unboxing part of this. I might change one of the views of the cameras just so that people can see certain things a little bit better. So we're going to see how this goes. But again, yeah, welcome to another episode of Space Oats, a Crucial Crew podcast. And hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. I've certainly had a pretty good weekend. And I'm ready for this week because this week's going to be a lot of Star Wars. So we got a big week going on. So, but tonight we got a couple different things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Star Wars, uh, what's happening in Star Wars this week, especially around Disney. So we're going to talk about, what's happening tomorrow night down at Disney Springs. A really special Star Cruiser cruise that we got coming up this week. With a lot of great people that are going to be on this cruise, some of which I'm going to see tomorrow night. And then, May the 4th and the 5th this week. So spending some time at Galaxy's Edge. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But also, we're going to talk about something that happened today in Star Wars history. If you join me today on my way home, you got a kind of a glimpse of that as far as what happened in today in Star Wars history in 1991. So we'll discuss that. That being the Heir to the Empire book that Timothy Zahn wrote in 1991 was published today in 1991. So we'll talk a little bit about what that meant for us as Star Wars fans way back in 1991, and what it kind of means now. If there's anything going on now with that, and then also in the future, maybe we'll have some meaning for that novel later on, maybe in some future Star Wars projects, as certain Legends series get reused. So yeah, maybe we'll get some people joining in tonight. I hope. I'm actually kind of hoping that this is actually going well so far. And streaming, I'm just going to kind of take a peek at that just to make sure that everything is up and running on the YouTube channel, because I want to make sure that that is definitely happening. So let me just take a quick peek and make sure that everything is up and going. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like everything's good. All right. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good to go. We are good to go. So let's see. Where do we want to start off? Let's start off with the day in Star Wars history. How about that? Or should we go backwards? Let's go backwards. Let's start off with what's going on this week. So tomorrow night we have down in Disney Springs. This has kind of been something that's been planned out for quite a while now, and I know that there's going to be a lot of returning passengers on the upcoming Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser voyage, that being the May the 3rd and the 4th voyage. So corresponding to May the 4th be with you. So a May the 4th be with you Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser voyage with a lot of great returning passengers, some of which have been really great to me over the last year. And they kind of wanted to put together a kind of like a meetup beforehand, like a pre-cruise party. And yeah, it's gotten pretty big, and it's a ticketed event. It's down at Disney Springs at the Star Cruiser Lounge, which is over by Planet Hollywood. And there's going to be a lot of people showing up for that. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of those individuals and maybe meeting some new people and getting to know a little bit of some individuals a little bit closer. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night. Is the Muster Meetup is what it's going to be called, and super excited about that. Um, and I think they're gonna do some things with some like charity auctions for some things, and yeah, who knows if yeah, I'm just really excited about that. So can't wait for that to happen. I've actually never been to Stargazers Lounge, so it'll be pretty cool to be able to do a different Disney location on property and be able to see a bunch of people that I've made friends with over the years. So especially Star Wars and Star Cruiser people are the best people. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Um, we still have Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary in theaters right now. I still have yet to see it because I kind of went out of town this weekend. I'm going to try to do that sometime this week. I don't know when, but I know that there's still tickets out there available for the 40th anniversary showing in theaters. And I really want to see that this week because Return of the Jedi was the first film that I saw in theaters, and I have not seen it in theaters since. So it would be a great return to that, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that at some point this week. So that's going to be another kind of thing on my schedule this week. And then we also have we also got May the 4th happening on Thursday, which coincides with the Galactic Star Cruiser's Batu Day. So those on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser will be in Black Spire Outpost on May the 4th. There are some offerings happening on May the 4th in Walt Disney World. Going to kind of give a rundown of these. Let me see if I can't actually pull it up because that might be a little bit easier. Let's see here. I know they announced a bunch of stuff today. Nothing that looked new to me, which is basically was kind of interesting. Um, I didn't really see anything like crazy new. There was things that it said it was new on there, but I honestly think I've had everything that basically it said it was offering. So we're gonna see if that's the case. Um, First, I'm going to kind of pull up the kind of the galactic goodies, and this is from the Disney Parks blog. Basically, anybody can see this. So I'm going to kind of just like share this real quick, and we're going to see what items are here. So let's get this up here. There we go. So we got a couple things going on here. So Disneyland, obviously, I'm not going to Disneyland, so I'm not going to go over any of that. Downtown Disney, all of that Disneyland stuff. Here we go, Walt Disney World. All right, so we got, let's see, items that are available on May the 4th through the 31st. So it's actually available all month. So should be something that, if you don't get to right away, you should be pretty good with. So apparently at ABC Commissary, Backlot Express, Pizza Rizzo, and Rosie's All American Cafe, which I believe is on Sunset Boulevard. So the closest to Galaxy's Edge is probably going to be, I guess, Pizza Rizzo, really, or ABC Commissary. There's something called a Jettison juice, which is Minute Maid, lemonade, and watermelon served with a glow cube. It doesn't have a picture of that. It is non-alcoholic, so that might be something that's refreshing. I like watermelon flavored items, so that might be pretty cool. I'm guessing, maybe just like the coloring of it makes it look Star Warsy. I don't know. We'll see. Backlot Express has the Darth Vader cupcake, which you can actually see pictured there. So the Darth Vader cupcake, as well as the Wookiee cookie, which the Darth Vader cupcake actually looks, I don't know if I've ever had that before. It looks like it's a chocolate cupcake with chocolate peanut butter buttercream dipped in dark chocolate ganache with chocolate flakes topped with a chocolate Darth Vader. A lot of chocolate going on there. I have had the Wookiee cookie before, basically oatmeal cookies with vanilla ice cream. So I probably won't be getting that. But the Darth Vader cupcake, I don't think I've ever had. Docking Bay 7. Docking Bay 7, we got some items at Docking Bay 7 that's going to be there. The Oi Oi Puff, which I'm not sure if I've ever had that before, the raspberry cream puff with passion fruit mousse. So that's available just on May the 4th and the 5th at Docking Bay 7. So I'll probably get that one of those days. And then we have something new, which is the Light Up Acid Spitter Orb Sipper with lanyard. And then that includes whatever choice of fountain beverage at the time of purchase. And then that is only while supplies last at Docking Bay 7. So somebody showed me a picture of that earlier, and it looked like something that I have had before, and then I already have. But we're going to find out. So if it actually is new or not. So if it does look different, I'll probably end up getting it. At Pizza Rizzo and the Trolley Car Cafe tomorrow, or May the 4th and 5th, there is the Dark Side Chocolate Creation, which is looks like it's that mall-like looking dessert there, which I believe that's been offered before. It doesn't say that it's new, and I think that's been offered before. The churro carts on May the 4th and 5th, and Grand Avenue and Anaheim Produce have the lightsaber churros with chocolate sauce. So that's nothing new. Ronto Roasters. See that Orbit? I have that. I swear. It's right up there. It says it's new, but I have it. The Light Up Acid Spitter Orb Sipper with lanyard. I have it. I have that. Available while slot. And it says new, but I have that. Let me show you. I'll be right back. Let me go grab that real quick. Yep, just knocking stuff off. Too much stuff on my shelves. But you tell me. Isn't that what this is? The same thing right here? I believe this is it. So how does it say it's new? Because mine lights up. See? Mine lights up. Turns off. Turns on. Same thing. Although it says it's new on the Disney Parks blog, but if it's new, I already have it. Interesting. So I guess I'm not going to be getting that if it's something that I already have. Obviously, it's not new. So don't know where that information came from, but it is completely the same thing that I already have. So that is not something that I will be getting. There's interestingly other items around the resorts, which is pretty interesting. So at the Polynesian Village Resort on May the 4th only, I guess this is for people that, if you didn't get a reservation at at Galaxy's Edge or whatever, I guess this is a way to kind of appease those Star Wars fans. So the Disney Polynesian Resort on May the 4th only has a Millennium Falcon Star Wars soft serve sundae. And that's pictured there, which looks pretty cool. But I'm not going to leave Galaxy's Edge to go over there and get that. Disney Springs has all through the month of May, has some interesting things at the ganachery. They have a Queen Amidala chocolate piñata, which looks really cool. I think I might end up getting that at some point before the end of the month. A dark chocolate piñata filled with ruby chocolate and raspberry bark. So that's pretty interesting. Ahsoka Pops. That's kind of like the Tano Pops, I'm pretty sure. And I've had those. They're really good. And then there's also Millennium Falcon Pops, which they've had before as well. They're currently available. I don't think I've ever seen them with the pearls, but yeah. Swirls on the Water, which is the Dole Whip area, kind of over by, it's on like the bridge over closer to Rainforest Cafe. And they have a new addition over there. It's called the Loyal Astromech Swirl, and it's Dole Whip Mango Swirled with habanero soft serve in a red velvet cone with toasted graham cracker crumbs, chocolate rocks, and a BB-8 edible garnish. So very BB-8 themed there for that one. And then there's some items at Disneyland Paris, which obviously we are not going to be at. So yeah, so those are the food offerings. Again, nothing that I see that's new, really. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. Let me go ahead and enlarge the screen because I want this one on. So yeah, not much really new for that. As far as new products for the celebration, we got some. Let's see, when did this article? That's old actually. When was this other article? That was today. That was 6 days ago. Let's see here. I'm still not sure if they're gonna have any like really good merchandise, but we'll have to see. We'll have to find out if anything other than what they've announced before gets released. So still no word on those besides the Legacy Sabers with the Cal Kestis one and the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi one. Nothing else being said that anything else is being released, I think. I was really, really hoping that the Caleb Dune one, unless it's going to be a surprise one, I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that fan voted favorite Legacy lightsaber. So really, really hoping for that one, but it doesn't look like that one's going to be offered. So unfortunately. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything new at all. Nothing like last minute since I checked earlier today. And kind of disappointed at some of the food items. Especially when it comes to Disneyland. Disneyland looks like they get a lot more, which is a little bit always unfortunate for that. But it looks like some select legacy lightsaber hilts will be 30% off on May the 4th. That was just, looks like it was just released not too long ago as a quick blog. I'm not going to show this one, but looks like in Hollywood studios, they got some 30% off some lightsaber hilts. Looks like maybe Darth Maul's, the Shadow Maul, Plo Koon, the Reforged Skywalker, Count Dooku, Darth Sidious, and Leia Organa all have 30% off tags on them. So, again, none of the ones that I'm really interested in. So, we probably won't get any of those. Hoping for that last minute, maybe surprise Caleb Dune one. So, that's going to be a definite for me if that's there. So, but haven't heard anything yet. So let's talk about what's happened in Star Wars history today. Let's go to Star Wars history. So Star Wars history today in 1991, so May the 1st, 1991, was the release of Timothy Zahn, his release of his book, Star Wars, Heir to the Empire. Heir to the Empire, if you can't remember it, there was that really long, dark time of no Star Wars for a really long time. And then all of a sudden, we got this amazing new Star Wars story that came out. And I'm just going to pull up the image because, in case anybody doesn't remember what the publication looks like, let's go ahead and pull that up. Oof, it's not really a good picture, but we'll see if I can enlarge that. See how that looks. There we go. That was the photo that was on the book. I'm not gonna put the actual cover on there. The color cover was on my page today, so you could probably have seen it. But that was the image of on the cover, which basically had a lot of returning characters that we know also well, kind of looking a lot like from Return of the Jedi, especially with Princess Leia and the way her hair was. Had that same look in Return of the Jedi. Luke, Han, Chewbacca, got some stormtroopers on the cover there. So that was like all that was on the cover. And then we had a couple new characters kind of like show up that we didn't know who they were. I remember seeing this when in 1991 when I was walking through a department store, like a bulk store. I can't remember which one it was in Maryland that I was there with my mom, and I remember walking through like the book section, and I remember seeing this book, and obviously Star Wars jumped out, and not really having any Star Wars for a really long time. Nothing but like the toys that I had because you couldn't buy anything else in the toy store at that time besides like watching the movies at home. There wasn't really anything new Star Wars. And then walking by a book stand and seeing Star Wars really big was like, whoa, what's that? Kind of doing a double take. And then, picking it up, seeing this title, Heir to the Empire, seeing the characters from Return of the Jedi, basically continuation of the story, and always hearing rumors that, George Lucas, was always thinking about doing a sequel trilogy. And is this what this was supposed to be? Is this the story that George Lucas decided not to do? And is it adapted in book form? So I wasn't really a big reader, but I was like, can I get this? Of course, nothing Star Wars coming out. So my mom went and bought that for me. Immediately when I got home, I started reading it, and I was sucked in big time. So, and if you've read this, you understand why. It felt so Star Wars, and it started off with basically chapter one dealing with the Empire. Um, and then you're already introduced by this amazing new character by the name of Thrawn, which really captivated you. He was an Imperial officer that was a lot different than anybody else. Um, and now we all know who Thrawn is, especially if you've read any of the Thrawn novels, past or present. You've watched Rebels. I'm actually watching the finale of Rebels right now because, that uh, is going to be leading up to the Ahsoka series, which, we're going to start getting these characters back again. Heir to the Empire is now a Legends novel, so nothing is canon in that book, but it still holds up. It's a great book to read. There's a number of characters that have continued to be brought into canon that were in Heir to the Empire, and maybe we might get some more. So who knows? Story elements, so forth, have been brought into the fold. Um, Timothy Zahn created the planet Coruscant, so we wouldn't even have that planet if it weren't for him. He named it the capital city planet. That is all because of him. A lot of what he wrote about that planet has become canon, basically based on his descriptions. Thrawn, I mean, they really didn't change him much except for his timeline a little bit and where he comes into play. But now we're actually going to be in that timeline with him. With the Ahsoka series, we've already seen him in the trailer. We know he's there. He's been talked about it in The Mandalorian. We have not seen him yet in any of the series, but most likely he's going to be in Ahsoka because he was in the trailer. And if you have seen the leak trailer, that was the extended trailer that we all saw at Star Wars Celebration, you do see his face. He is being played by Lars Mikkelsen, who voiced him in Rebels, and it's going to be amazing. Honestly, it really holds up as far as who Thrawn is, who we've come uh, to know from the Legends books. I believe that it's definitely going to be an amazing story with him involved in it. The other character that was very closely tied to Thrawn that was in the start of Heir to the Empire was um, uh, Captain Pelion. I think I'm saying his name right. Um, Captain Pelion. And we already saw him. He was briefly in the season finale of Rebels, which I totally forgot about, honestly. But he was in the season finale of Rebels, and he was also in Mandalorian chapter 23, I believe, The Spies, in the beginning, with the kind of the Imperial Shadow Syndicate, that when Moff Gideon went and like that shadow collective of all the Imperial officers via hologram, Captain Pelion was in there as well as, and you are basically told that he is Thrawn's right hand man, kind of speaking for Thrawn in that delegation there. So really cool to see him back. He is one of my favorite Imperial officers, uh, and it's amazing to kind of actually see him now on screen, live action, which is going to be outstanding. We had also in Rebels, we had the Nogri assassin that was kind of like Thrawn's um, right hand as far as like doing his bidding, all the terrible things that he wanted to do. Kind of also like a bodyguard of Thrawn by the name of Ruck. And we saw him show up in Rebels. Now, it looked like he didn't make it through the end of the season. Who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe we'll actually see him in live action. That would be pretty amazing. Um, I'm just actually realizing at the end of Rebels, I totally forgot that we had the Praetorian Guard show up, which is, we're getting a lot of the Praetorian Guards later, recently. So it was pretty wild to be able to see them again. I always forget how great this final episode is of Star Wars Rebels, with like Ezra and Emperor Palpatine, or Sidious, whatever you want to call him. Basically, pretty cool. Anyway, getting lost in Star Wars. This is what happens when you try to watch Star Wars or have it on while you're doing a podcast. But yeah, Ruck, who didn't look like he survived. So don't know if we're going to be able to see him live action or not, or we might see some other Nokri, which would be really cool, to be able to see them actually in live action. Honestly, when they kind of showed them, not kind of how I really pictured them, honestly, when I read about them, but nonetheless, it was really cool to be able to actually have them on screen at some point. So are we gonna get any? So that's kind of like Thrawn. So the Thrawn series being Legends, but we're getting it now. We're it's still the stories are holding up. They're coming into what we know as Star Wars now. We're seeing these characters being brought back into canon. That being with like Thrawn and Ruck and Pelion, so forth. Are we gonna get any more Heir to the Empire characters in canon, and which characters would be able to kind of make it into canon? I'm not even gonna even begin to try to pronounce the Jedi clone that was in the Thrawn series. I always kind of butcher some of these names, especially that have like apostrophes. But you know who I was talking about. Basically, the clone of the Jedi from the Old Republic, that basically was used by Thrawn, and I don't know if we'll see specifically him, but I think some of that storyline may be popping up in Ahsoka in some way or another, with what we saw in the trailer, with these other dark Jedi, in a way. I think they're going to be clones. I don't think they're going to be actual Jedi. So I think that's kind of how the story is going to kind of play out in that way. I think they're going to borrow some of the story elements from the Thrawn trilogy, in that way, and we're going to see some of those elements brought to the table. Some other characters that are quite interesting that don't know if we'll see or if we'll just see in other characters kind of brought to light. We had kind of like that gambler smuggler Lando Calrissian like character by the name of Talon Card. Um, don't know if we're going to see him ever show up in Star Wars canon. Um, I don't think we need to. Honestly, we have other characters that could jump into that role. They could even use Hondo, really, in that role, in one way or another, which would be really cool to kind of bring Hondo Anaka back, and make him canon, especially with the Rebel ties and so forth. That would be a cool way to bring him back and have some of Talon Card's uh, story elements in there. Mara Jade, I don't think we'll see her either. I think that if anything, the Mara Jade elements of the story will be given to either Ezra Bridger or Sabine. As we saw in the trailer, Sabine was igniting a lightsaber. So, you know, I think we're going to maybe see her kind of take that role of that Mara Jade role, maybe. So we'll see what happens. But it'll be interesting to see what other characters maybe make their way in from the Thrawn trilogy. But those are like the big ones, I think, unless I'm missing anybody else. but those are the big ones. Also, those creatures that kind of diminished the use of the Force. I can't remember what they were called, but that's another thing that may come to play, especially with Thrawn at some point, especially since now he's been defeated by means of Ezra, and so he's got to try to maybe figure out another way to thwart the Jedi that might be in his way, in his path. So maybe that's going to come into play as well with those creatures that he finds, and maybe that's one way that Ahsoka's going to have to try to figure out how to defeat him, despite those creatures being around and so forth. So I think those story elements might come in as well. So we'll have to see about that. Ahsoka could also carry on that Mara Jade like character, as far as the story elements of Thrawn as well. So that might be a thing as well. So, and then who knows, will they have a clone of Luke? Don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that would be interesting to see if that could be a thing or not. Be quite or another famous Jedi. Would they be able to possibly have a clone of another famous Jedi show up? That'll be interesting to see if anything like that happens. Someone that maybe people think to trust, but it's not really. Then maybe they'll have an Ahsoka clone, and Ahsoka has to fight herself. That would be interesting to see something like that, or an Ezra clone, or there'll be some interesting story elements, I'm sure, that we'll come across, and I think there's going to be more parallels to the Thrawn trilogy in that way. So, but obviously in that trailer we saw a lot of interesting rebels coming in, almost like another season of Rebels, because there's a lot of Rebels characters showing up. We already have guaranteed that Chopper, Sabine, Hera, Ahsoka. There's a hologram of Ezra. Don't know if anybody else is going to show up. We already know Zeb is showing up in The Mandalorian. Is he going to show up in Ahsoka? I don't think so. And then there's a lot of other characters that were there in the season finale of Rebels. I think Hondo Ohnaka could show up at some point. He was there. Some characters were getting up there in age. I don't think that they've survived long enough to be there. So I don't know if some of those characters are going to show up or not. But I think we have a lot of elements of story that could come into play as far as carrying on the Rebels storylines, as well as the Thrawn trilogy, and bringing in some extra characters there as well. So really looking forward to Ahsoka. Again, that comes out in August. So we just have over the summer, but we got a lot in store coming out until now and then. We got some things coming out this week. The Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. We got Star Wars Visions Volume 2. And I forgot Sabine actually used the lightsaber in the Rebels finale too. Pretty wild. Just crazy how, you watch things over and over and over again, and then you see things again and you're like, man, I totally forgot about that. We got Gaia's album dropping this week, so really looking forward to some things, and we'll I'll review all those next week. We'll talk about those on my podcast next Tuesday, after this weekend, as I'm sure I'll get caught up on it by the end of the week. I don't think there'll be any problem with that. The Young Jedi Adventures should be pretty short and easy to watch all those pretty quickly. Same thing with the Visions. I think I watched those in a day, very easy. So between 2 days worth of material, I think, spending some time, I should be able to get all that taken care of. And then listening to the Gaia album shouldn't be too hard. Running back and forth to Disney at the end of the week a couple times should be fairly easy to be able to do that. And then over the summer, it should be pretty quick. We got Indiana Jones coming out in June. July should be, the summer months go by pretty quick, and then we'll have Ahsoka coming out, and so we'll have, I'm sure we'll have some other trailers come out to break down between now and then. So we'll get some more teases for Ahsoka between now and then as well. So pretty fun, and maybe we'll actually officially get some other trailers released for some of those other series that you guys haven't seen yet. So that'll be good fun. All right then. So before we actually get out of here tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of unboxing, right? So first off, I have, and I never actually opened any of them, but I got, these were from Star Wars Celebration, by the way, these little things. These little Star Wars micro galaxy squadrons. I never unboxed any of these, so I have 3 of them. I think I might randomly unbox one of these tonight. How about that? How about that? Which one should I do? I think that'd be a good idea, though, right? So let's see here. I'm thinking, I don't know which one I should do. How should I pick these? Because I know I want to give one of these away. I'm going to give a couple of these away. I have one person that I really want to give one of them to. And then I'm going to go ahead and, unbox one now. And then I'm going to go ahead and, do they have serial numbers on them? Let's see if I can't guess possibly what anything is. 10, 101, 222. They all kind of have the same numbers on them. They have different barcodes. The same barcodes. Curious if these are all the same ones. They look like everything's the same on them. I guess that's how they work, though, right? I don't know. I don't really do any of these things. I'm curious. All right. Well, let's just randomly pick one. How about that? Let's just pick this one. Let's just pick this one. And these 2 I'll give away. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and open this up. I'll open it up so that I can kind of keep the box, I guess. I don't know. I'm very particular about doing all this. So let's see here. I need nails. That's what I need. It's that ship. I'm looking at that. I'm wondering when we're going to see the ghost in Rebel, in Ahsoka. That one ship that they kept showing in the trailer is showing a lot at the end. And also the other thing is, where is Callus? I'd love to know where Callus is. Zeb came back. Did he live out his life on Lasan? All right, here we go. Opening this up. Get this open. What do we got here? This little micro. It is. Ooh, is this Anakin Skywalker? I think it might be. It is. It's like a little Anakin Skywalker. Can't really see these guys, can you? But it is a little Anakin Skywalker. And then the little stap. So I guess he can kind of clip on there. So just kind of like this. Your arms, they move. Do the arms move? I don't want to break them. Yeah, no, they move. Go up and around like that. Can do that. Let's put his feet up under there. something like this. I guess his feet should really be going like up on top of him. Try to get the screen accurate, right? It's hard to do these things. Like that. He's really leaning forward there. There we go. That looks better. And then, yeah, so got him on there, on the step there. And then it's got a little stand as well. I guess the stand kind of goes like this or like this. Think like this. Think like that. Yeah. There we go. So that is my first little micro squadron character. So we're gonna put him up here for now. Let's set him right there. All right. So that was a cool little unboxing. Don't know what's in the other ones, but I'm gonna give those to some people as little gifts. Because again, I'm not big on these things, but pretty neat. Pretty neat. So that was one of the, I don't know how popular that one is. It's not one of the ones that was on the box, honestly. I think it's a chase vehicle. I think that was one of the chases, honestly. Yeah, because all the rest of them, they're like pictured, and then it says there's 3 chase, and it doesn't show what they are, and that was one of them. So that was one of the chase vehicles. So that's pretty cool. I got one of the chase vehicles. Real quickly, I'm gonna kind of start another episode of something while I have a moment here. So yeah, first one of those, and I get a chase vehicle. That's cool. Everybody always says they always get like the same stuff all the time. Usually that's the case with me too. So, but let's do this. Let's go to Mandalorian and go to season 3. And we're going to go to chapter 23, the spies. All right, so Star Wars Galaxy Box. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these Galaxy mystery boxes before, but this is, let's go ahead and real quick kind of show you the box. This is a pretty cool box, though. So it's a Return of the Jedi box. 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi box. The cool Death Star, Star Destroyer stuff on there. On the back, pretty cool artwork on the back as well. With Luke Skywalker in front of the Heir. So this is Culture Fly that does these mystery boxes. This is something that was an anniversary gift for my wife. So this is the second box that I've had. So this is gonna be my second unboxing of this. So let's open this up. So it's got the Death Star with Star Destroyer, is basically the second Death Star above Endor, and then the Endor funeral pyre is over. And I love the insides as well, just to kind of give you an idea what the insides look like. So lots of cool artwork in there as well. For Return of the Jedi, kind of very retro, like the Star Wars bed sheets from Return of the Jedi. With a bunch of characters on there, like Darth Vader, the Royal Guards, C-3PO, R2-D2 in front of Jabba's palace, Star Destroyers, TIE Fighters, the Ewok, when he stole the speeder bike and the biker scouts kind of chasing him. Jabba the Hutt scene with Gamorrean Guard, Bib Fortuna, um, all the Rebel heroes, Luke, Han, Leia, Chewbacca, and the Endor gear. Jabba's sail barge with the skiff. So all that kind of in the pattern artwork. So they always kind of send a little postcard. Again, that's kind of mimics what's on the box. And then on the back of it tells you what is in every case. So I won't show you that because we're just going to kind of go through each item that's here. So first things first, we've got a cool 40th anniversary iron-on patch for Return of the Jedi. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know where I'll put that, but definitely want to put that on something. So I got a couple of patches now. So another thing that we got is, I think this is apparently a tapestry. Don't know where I'm going to put this. But I think it's really cool. Return of the Jedi tapestry. Pretty neat. It's got the Emperor. I love the coloring on it, but it's got the Emperor, Luke, Vader, and then basically them dueling, and then some vehicles and so forth around. But it's a pretty cool little tapestry there. Again, don't know. It does have little holes in it where you can, I guess, put like a piece of wood and kind of hang it like this. So maybe I'll do something like that. Don't know where yet. I got plenty of places though, so we'll find somewhere for that. It's some cool artwork like that. I am not seeing the one item in here. Sometimes I wonder if I get everything. Because there's a couple things that I'm not seeing. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. There's supposed to be a poster notebook in here. Unless it's like underneath or something. Let's see if it's like somehow. Yeah, I think I'm missing some stuff. Because I was supposed to get a poster notebook, Return of the Jedi. And I don't see that in here. But this is kind of like my favorite thing. I think this is going to be my favorite thing. Because where else would you get a nice t-shirt like this? Or a button-down shirt? This is actually pretty good quality. So again, very similar to the box art and those old retro bed sheets. Very similar to like how Roosevelt's does their shirts, honestly. cool patterns. So, and this is a button-down shirt, so pretty cool. It's a large, so it'll be a little bit big on me. I could probably maybe shrink it. But yeah, cool shirt, kind of cool button-down shirt. That's awesome. Also got an awesome pin that says "It's a Trap" with Akbar on it. Nice oversized pin. Pretty neat. And then we got, so the sticker set I don't see either. So that's missing. The sticker set should have been like an Ewok, a Scout, all that good stuff. And I don't see that anywhere. So that's missing as well. A Rebel Squadron hat. Pretty cool. It's an adjustable hat. Curious of how this fits. Let's see. It's definitely loose. I can't tighten it up a little bit. Yeah, not a bad fit. I like it. Rebel Squadron. Cool. Yeah, I like that. It's a cool hat. We'll keep wearing that for a second. A little bit. I'll have to do something with the tag in the back, or the over extra adjustable part. And then lastly is this little planter. I'm gonna go ahead and open this as well. I don't think I took anything out of this thing when I opened it up downstairs. Nope. It's got like styrofoam and stuff in it. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It is like an Ewok Village planter. Kind of plasticky, I guess. But got the Ewoks. I guess it would really be this way. Ewoks. And then it's put like plants in it and stuff. So pretty neat. Kind of like the snow globe that I got with the Empire Strikes Back one. I don't know if I'll actually use this, but yeah. So pretty cool. Missing some stuff, but pretty sure I got everything that was on the card last time. And yeah, so I might have to like email them and be like, yeah, I didn't get certain items in there. So but yeah. Anyway, that is about it for tonight. I'm running at about an hour. Looks like my 2 screens popped up pretty good. So that's a good test run, I think, for if I ever have any guests, because I could do split screen with this. All I have to do is invite somebody with the link, and I can have somebody on, and we can do multiple talking points. So that'd be pretty cool. Maybe look for that coming up soon, because it's something that I really want to do at some point. Yep. That worked out well tonight. This will be this live stream will be posted on my streaming platforms that I post the audio portion, so on Spotify and on Google Podcasts, which is where they're available right now. That's where all of my podcasts go to listen to, and then of course you can rewatch them on my YouTube channel as well. So um, we didn't have any visitors tonight, but that's okay. Obviously, this is a different night than usual. That's quite all right. Um, Stay tuned for some posts about our muster meetup tomorrow, and then also for May the 4th and May the 5th at the end of the week, and anything else that comes my way as far as Star Wars. So I'll probably be doing a lot of posting this week. So thank you for watching. If you're watching later, subscribe to this channel. Again, we'll be back next Tuesday night with the Space Oats podcast next Tuesday night. And we'll be doing a lot of reviews on probably Star Wars Visions, the Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, and the Gaia soundtrack, and so forth, and everything I thought about all those items. So until then, until all my other little live streams on my Instagram network, Instagram is the Crucial Crew member as well, so follow me there. I do a lot of posts on there, and I sometimes will go live on there as well. So until next time, thank you for listening in. This is the Space Oats podcast, a Crucial Crew podcast. I am the Crucial Crew member, and have a great rest of your week, and may the stars light your way.